warning is active in our area. Now is the time to take action. A warning indicates imminent danger to life and property. Take shelter in a substantial building and stay tuned to local broadcast information regarding possible increases in storm intensity. Large hail and damaging wind is occurring or will occur shortly at the locations described inside the severe thunderstorm warning.
We do have a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for our listening area. We are here live in the studio to give you the information as we have received it. This is a severe thunderstorm warning until 10:45 for northeastern Lincoln County, southeastern Logan County, and west central Custer County, all in central Nebraska until 10:45 this evening. At just before 10 o'clock, a severe thunderstorm was located 12 miles northeast of Maxwell, moving at a pace of 40 miles an hour. Hazards include 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. These are radar-indicated hazards at this time. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. You can also expect wind damage to roofs, siding, as well as trees. Locations impacted include Arnold, Logan, Finchville, Pleasant Hill, as well as those areas in between those locations that I just described to you. Those of you tuning in on the St. Hills Express YouTube and Facebook pages will see that this storm progressed through North Platte. When we were live, it's been a little over an hour ago now, we were talking about that storm that was going through North Platte and the possibility that maybe it would track to the east a little bit and poke into Custer County. It appears that that is the case, and that storm is headed directly toward the community of Arnold. Now, that storm is either in Arnold right now or will be very shortly. So if you are in the community of Arnold, Stapleton, or anywhere between Arnold and Callaway, you need to be seeking shelter right now on the lowest level of your home or the building that you are in. Certainly with the threat of hail away from any windows, that would be the number one priority, is being away from windows and on an interior room on the lowest level of the building that you are in. Again, this storm has 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail. That is all radar indicated at this time as this storm is moving its way from North Platte up into Custer County, cruising to the east of Stapleton and right towards the community of Arnold. Now, we take a look at this storm system as a whole, and it's kind of been able to maintain its strength along a path from Arnold all the way up to past Mullen. Is probably the most severe part of this part of the storm. In fact, the closest severe thunderstorm warning is clear down in McCook. The only other severe thunderstorm warnings that aren't east of the Tri-Cities would be these that we are talking about in western Custer County. Now, this storm, as we look at it and where it will progress going forward, if it's able to maintain its strength, it's going to cruise right towards Highway 2 and the area where we were talking about those severe thunderstorm warnings earlier on this evening. That would get it headed towards the communities of Anselmo and Dunning and the stretch of Highway 2, obviously, in between those two communities. So those communities need to be preparing themselves for this storm to make it its way your direction as well. If you're in the communities of Halsey, Thedford, and Mullen, you are already feeling the effects of some storms, if not will be feeling the effect of those storms very shortly. Now, you've been having some rain showers for quite some time, but a more severe part of this storm is making its way your direction as we speak. Those of us in Broken Bow, we had some pretty good rain there for a little while. At the time that I went home in between these two storms, got some pretty good rain showers, flooded our sidewalk pretty well, enough to soak the shoes and get your socks a little bit. So certainly thankful for that rain, and we're in a little bit of a break here in the central part of Custer County at the moment, but we do have the tail end of a couple of other systems that are making their way our direction at this time, including that one that has the severe portion headed towards the community of Arnold as well. Now, that's all the information we have at this time. What we're going to do is take a quick break and hear from some of our severe weather sponsors, and then when we come back, I'll just get settled into the studio a little bit again, and we'll pass you along any information that I'm able to search down in addition to what I just passed your direction. Thank you for tuning in to Central Nebraska's news source. Severe weather coverage is brought to you by Custer Public Power District, Hunter's Towing, Taylor Heating and Cooling, Fixed Right Auto Body, Ansley Lumber and Supply, and Edward Jones in Broken Bow. Apologies for that, folks. Just trying to get some things rounded up here, having some technical difficulties with being able to play the spots that I was wanting to. So let's see if we can get that sorted out here. Here we go. All right, I'm on the search for more information, and I'll be back with you shortly. For 24-hour towing, winch and recovery, lockouts, and more, call Hunter with Hunter's Towing. He's based in Berwyn, ready to roll out to help you out of a tough situation. Hunter wants you to remember the Move Over law in Nebraska. It is the law to move over for any emergency vehicle with their flashing lights, including tow trucks and highway workers. Slow down, move over, and help make the job of law enforcement and emergency workers safer. When you need a tow, call Hunter's Towing at 870-1983.
Storms. They're nasty, mean, and the last thing they have in mind is watching out for your vehicle. When storms scratch or dent your ride, bring it to Fixed Right Auto Body in Broken Bow. Todd and the crew want to put their experience to work for you. They're happy to give you a free estimate. Deer are on the move no matter the season. If you have a close encounter that results in damage, bring it to Fixed Right. They'll work with your insurance agency to make everything even smoother. Just north of the railroad tracks on 10th Avenue in Broken Bow. Fixed Right Auto Body.
As a Daikin dealer, I have the solutions you need for total home comfort. So if you want the chill of the Rocky Mountain air in your bedroom for summer, you can. Or if you prefer the warmth of the California sun this winter, that's no problem either. And if you simply desire that just right feeling of the New England coast, well, it's home comfort you decide. Daikin Air Intelligence.
Contact Taylor Heating and Cooling in Broken Bow, 872-6196.
Building something big or just tackling a do-it-yourself project, whatever your vision, they've got the supplies you need to make it happen at Ansley Lumber and Supply. From lumber to paint, tools to hardware, Ansley Lumber and Supply has it all. With top quality products at unbeatable prices. And with their friendly expert staff, you'll get the advice you need to get your job done right. Visit them today in downtown Ansley at Ansley Lumber and Supply. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30. Open Saturday, 8 until noon.
Custer Public Power reminds you to be alert of the possibility that storm debris can hide downed power lines. If you see low-hanging or downed power lines, assume that they are energized and deadly. Stay far away, keep others away, and report the location. When bad weather hits, always take time to be extra cautious when you're out and about. You can learn more about storm safety at safeelectricity.org. Keeping your power on and helping you stay informed, Custer Public Power.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree, and I'd like to help. I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Tim McCaslin.
And I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Janet Lawhorn.
Together, we can give your long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by our office on the north side of the square in Broken Bow or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Live from the KCNI, KBBN, and SandhillsExpress.com studios with severe weather coverage. Here's Jeremy Scheib.
Well, folks, I always say you can take this one of two ways, either positively or negatively. I have no new information to pass along to you. It means the storm, as far as what it is threatening us with, as far as hazards go, those hazards have not gotten worse, but those hazards have not gotten better either. And in this particular case, this storm that is making its way from Maxwell toward the community of Arnold, this storm likely impacting Arnold and just past that, heading towards Anselmo at this time. We're talking 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Now, I do have one update. This was originally radar indicated, but we do have a report of a thunderstorm wind gust of 63 miles an hour That was at 9:40 when this storm was around the Maxwell area. This was 6 miles northwest of Maxwell, so kind of close to the area of this storm that's going to be impacting the Arnold area and just beyond the Arnold area, headed towards Anselmo very soon. A 63-mile-an-hour wind gust confirmed by something other than radar. So that is certainly something to keep an eye on as this continues on into our area. The predictions as far as hail goes have not changed. They are still talking quarter-size hail with this storm as it moves into the area. Again, locations impacted include Arnold, Logan, Finchville, and Pleasant Hill. And this includes Highway 92 between mile markers 236 and 266 as well. You need to be remaining alert for a possible tornado because tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the basement or small central room in a sturdy structure. For your protection right now, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. It is worth remembering that a tornado watch remains in effect until 1 a.m. for central and southwestern Nebraska. Custer County was not originally a part of that tornado watch for much of the region. They did add Custer County into that as we were closing out our broadcast a couple of hours ago from here at the KBBN studios. So that's the information we have right now. This storm continues to cruise on into Custer County. It's impacting the community of Arnold and just beyond at this moment. It is heading towards the Anselmo and Dunning areas following this. Now, as far as the longevity of this severe thunderstorm warning and whether or not it will last all the way until 10:45, I would be surprised if it did. But, of course, we can't call for that until we see it happen. So we'll continue to keep eyes on things here. It is a good thing that we saw that report coming in confirming that the radar is pretty accurate on that 60-mile-an-hour wind estimate. So we'll continue to keep an eye out on those reports coming from other places rather than just radar. And I'll keep an eye on those things and then pass that along to you right here on KBBN. Right now, we're going to send you to a little music break, see how things develop for a little bit, and I'll look to pass you some information here soon.
Real Rock 95.3 KBBN.
Jeremy Scheib with you here in the KCNI KBBN studios. As you can see, if you are watching the Sand Hills Express YouTube and Facebook stream, the back half of that severe thunderstorm warning, which protrudes into Custer County, the back half of that severe thunderstorm warning has been chopped off and allowed to expire as you work your way to the southwest toward North Platte. But as far as the portion that is sitting inside of Custer County, impacting, it's basically got Arnold right smack dab in the middle of it. Pretty severe storm impacting Arnold, or has just impacted Arnold, and is making its way towards Anselmo and Dunning and that stretch of Highway 2 beyond that. Again, that's all that we can predict at this time. This is a pretty severe storm that stretches from just west of Thedford all the way down to Callaway. So it's going to hit a pretty wide portion of Highway 2, and those of us here in Broken Bow are going to be receiving some more rain here after having a break from that last system that moved through. We're going to be getting some more rain here very soon, as this portion that's whipping around on the back half of this next portion is sitting down there in Gothenburg, certainly moving at a northeasterly rate that will have us receiving some more rain in the central part of Custer County here very soon as well. As far as any new information on this severe thunderstorm warning, it is still in effect until 1045. It is still 60-mile-an-hour wind and quarter-size hail radar indicated. When the storm was near Maxwell, they did have an indication that was not radar indicated of 63-mile-an-hour winds. That's all we know right now. This storm is moving at a 50-mile-an-hour pace, so a little bit slower than some of those storms that had us out here for live coverage before, but certainly not a slow storm by any means either. If you are in a safe place to do so and want to let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods as you're tuned in with us this evening, feel free to drop a message in the chat box and chat with me. I'm the only one here at the studios. It's kind of lonely. So if you can do so safely with the storms that are going on, let me know what's going on with you this evening and the weather situation where you are at. It certainly helps the reports a little bit, too, to know if there's any hail or some strong winds along with these areas of the storm that maybe we're not as in tune to due to the radar. But again, we're going to take another quick music break. I'm going to check into some more information and, of course, bring it to you here on KBBN Radio on the apps, as well as streaming at kbbn.com, as well as the video stream on the Sand Hills Express YouTube and Facebook pages. While we wait for more information, here's Teddy Swims.
project, whatever your vision, they've got the supplies you need to make it happen at Ansley Lumber and Supply. From lumber to paint, tools to hardware, Ansley Lumber and Supply has it all, with top quality products at unbeatable prices. And with their friendly expert staff, you'll get the advice you need to get your job done right. Visit them today in downtown Ansley at Ansley Lumber and Supply. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30. Open Saturday, 8 until noon.
Energy efficiency is the key to refueling agricultural production. With EnergyWise and Custer Public Power, earn incentives to help cover the cost of energy-efficient upgrades, like $500 for center pivot outlet component replacement, or $300 for installing a moisture sensor with your irrigation programmer software. These and many more incentives are available through EnergyWise. Contact Custer Public Power today and lower your ag energy cost.
Whether you love them or can't stand them, surprises are a part of life. Hi, I'm Janet Lawhorn.
And I'm Tim McCaslin.
Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, and we can help you get ready for whatever life throws at you, even the welcome surprises. As your needs change, we can change what you need to do to help you end up where you want to be. And while there is never a good time to experience unexpected costs, we can work together to help you make them feel a little less unexpected. Call us at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com to get started today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Unfortunately, that air conditioning system of yours isn't quite smart enough to tell you that it needs a tune-up. That's why Taylor Heating and Cooling's technicians are there for you. Getting a tune-up now gives you peace of mind and helps you avoid making a frantic call when your system breaks down. You can also save on energy costs and reliability and catch small issues before they become a major problem. Contact your local technicians, Taylor Heating and Cooling, at 872-6196. That's 872-6196 for Taylor Heating and Cooling.
Hey everyone, this is Tammy at Fixed Right Auto Body in Broken Bow. When you're taking your vehicle in for repair, go with the place that treats your vehicle like it's their own. That's Fixed Right. From paintless dent removal and hail damage repair to deer collisions and panel replacement. Come get an estimate today. Safety and attention to detail are always our top priority. That's Fixed Right Auto Body. We're just north of the railroad tracks on 10th Avenue in Broken Bow.
When you're stranded on the side of the road, there's only one number you need to know. That's Hunter's Towing at 870-1983. When you call at any time of day or night, Hunter and his faithful dog Scooter will be on their way. Hunter is based in Berwyn, but you'll rarely see his trucks there. You'll see them out serving the citizens of Custer County and the surrounding area. 870-1983 for Hunter's Towing.
Is active in our area. Now is the time to take action. A warning indicates imminent danger to life and property. Take shelter in a substantial building and stay tuned to local broadcast information regarding possible increases in storm intensity. Large hail and damaging wind is occurring or will occur shortly at the locations described inside the severe thunderstorm warning.
Again, thank you for tuning in to severe weather coverage on KBBN Radio and the Sand Hills Express and YouTube pages. We've got another message coming down from the National Weather Service. We have a slight delay on it because we always assume that we're going to be here live in the studio, being able to pass along pertinent information from my voice, which is not nearly as robotic as the emergency alert system. So we will hear that information here shortly. But before we do so, I want to pass it along to you here quickly in kind of ways that we can understand in a much quicker way. We've got a new severe thunderstorm warning, which is pretty big, actually. It covers the entire northwestern corner of Custer County. It also spills into Logan County and Blaine County as well. It goes until 11:15 this evening. This is a storm that was located 10 miles northeast of Arnold or 21 miles east of Stapleton, moving to the northeast at 40 miles an hour. Still 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail with this storm, all radar indicated still at this point. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. You can also expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations expected to be impacted include Myrna, Anselmo, Dunning, Victoria Springs State Rec Area, Milburn, as well as the Diversion Dam State Wildlife Management Area. And Also, for your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. That tornado watch remains in effect until 1 a.m. for central Nebraska. Again, this is a new severe thunderstorm warning. We are live with a picture of that on the Sand Hills Express YouTube and Facebook pages if you would like to see a visual to it. Now we'll get a rundown of everything from the National Weather Service.
The National Weather Service in North Platte has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for East Central Logan County in West Central Nebraska, Northwestern Custic County in Central Nebraska, Southern Blaine County in North Central Nebraska, until 11:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 10:35 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 10 miles northeast of Arnold, or 21 miles east of Stapleton, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. Expected hazards include 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This is a radar-indicated threat. Impact, hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Nana, Anselmo, Gunning, Victoria Springs State Recreation Area, Milburn Diversion Dam State Wildlife Management Area, Linscott, Pleasant Hill, and Milldale. This includes the following highways: Highway 2 between mile markers 233 and 270. Highway 92 between mile markers 253 and 273. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. A tornado watch remains in effect until 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time for Central Nebraska. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 11:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Nebraska: Wayne and Custer.
Okay, so as you heard there, we're on the Custer County and Blaine County sort of situation, much like we were earlier on this evening with that first leg of the storm that brought about severe thunderstorm warnings. So much of the same situation here, except this one is a little bit different of shape. And this is a storm that is sweeping across the area. The part that is impacting our area is coming from North Platte. Now, what you're looking at, if you're looking at the video stream, is an estimation when that number at the top turns white. That obviously means we're going into a they're just kind of showing a rough prediction of where they think this storm is going to move on radar. So when that number turns white, that is something that has not happened yet. When it is black, that means that it is something that has happened already. So just kind of looking at where the storm is going to track. Obviously, the severe thunderstorm warning has to do with where they believe that'll track. Pretty severe part of this storm heading towards the Halsey, Dunning, and Anselmo stretch of Highway 2. Myrna is also included in this severe thunderstorm warning area. Broken Bow, not in the severe thunderstorm warning area, as it stretches south just to the northwest of Callaway. So it's a pretty large severe thunderstorm warning area, almost stretches all the way to the north to Brewster. That back severe thunderstorm warning that included the community of Arnold, that is still active, although I would not be surprised if we don't see that expire here pretty soon. But this severe thunderstorm is going to be impacting the stretch of highway between Halsey and Anselmo, and ultimately Myrna as well, very shortly, if not already. So do be ready for that storm as it heads your direction. Head to the lowest level of the building that you are in, the most interior room away from windows as possible. Now, I had a question asked in the chat. Suzanne wanted to know when the next leg of the storm is due through Broken Bow. Looking at how the radar is kind of moving along, I would guess we'd be into the 11 o'clock hour easily before we see some more rain. Kind of the way that the radar is predicting it right now, it looks like this storm is kind of almost turning to where it might not even hit Broken Bow for much longer than that. It's just kind of turned into a little bit of a bow-looking thing. And it's just kind of swooping along near Gothenburg and Kozad and just staying to the west of Broken Bow. So that's all just kind of changed within the last 10 minutes or so. So could be a while before we see some rain in the eastern part of Custer County. That would include those of us in Broken Bow, Berwyn, Ansley, Mason City, Sargent, Comstock. We're kind of just sitting in between these two storms, cruising along as the storms go along to the east and west of us and waiting for something to happen. But certainly received our fair share of rain with that first bit of rain that came through. I know it kind of filled up the sidewalks here at our studios and made me slow down a bit on the dirt roads headed home in between these two storms. So certainly be careful out there. We're going to be experiencing some mud for the first time in several months as a result of all of this rain. But right now our concern is with the 60-mile-an-hour winds that are radar indicated, as well as that quarter-size hail. Those are the threats with this storm, with the severe thunderstorm warning that is active until 11:15. Another half hour left on this, including the communities of Dunning, Anselmo, and Myrna. And the severe thunderstorm warning, just as I say that included the community of Arnold, has been allowed to expire. So we just have the one severe thunderstorm warning that I just mentioned for northwestern Custer County at this time. We'll take another music break. We'll listen to some Mumford & Sons. I'll work on gathering some more information, and we'll pass along anything I have when we come back.
Live with continuing severe weather coverage from the KCNI KBBN studios. Here's Jeremy Scheidt.
That's me, and I'm here in the KCNI KBBN studios, as you heard, right there in Broken Bow. Those of you watching the video stream, that blue dot, that's where I'm sitting, right in between a couple of storm systems. One that came through and brought many of us, a good amount of rain not that long ago. About an hour or so ago was when that was tailing out of Custer County. But now we've got this other storm that's coming into the area. And since our last update when I came on the air, I don't have any new information to pass along to you, which is good news. But nothing has deteriorated either. So we're just kind of hanging steady on this storm, which is headed towards the communities of Dunning and Selmo and Myrna, right along that stretch of Highway 2 in northwestern Custer County. So if you are in those communities or in the area surrounding those communities, you need to be headed to the lowest level of the building that you are in, away from windows, the most central room in those buildings that you are sitting in. We still have a quarter-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds possible with these storms. Certainly nothing to mess around with when it comes to the possibility of flying debris and breaking windows and sending glass somewhere. So just get somewhere safe. We'll ride this thing through. It's going to come through and pack a pretty good punch from about a stretch of highway from Thetford all the way down to Myrna. We are kind of seeing this big, long storm come through in these big sweeps across Custer County. We had that storm that we mentioned before that came through. It was a really wide storm at that. We got a lot of rain in a short amount of time. But now we kind of see this one last storm that is stretching, as far as the severe areas of it go, north of Thetford. It's stretching all the way down to, south of Cozad, all the way down to, Arapahoe, basically. And once this sweeps through, I don't see anything coming in on the back end of that. That doesn't mean that more storms can't pop up. In fact, it's very likely that more storms do pop up throughout the rest of the evening, as we've got that tornado watch, which is active until 1 a.m. on Monday morning. But as far as the storm coming through right now, this is one of the few severe thunderstorm warnings that is active when it comes to these storms. In fact, this severe thunderstorm warning, which is in Blaine County and northwestern Custer County, it's the only severe thunderstorm warning which exists with this storm system as it continues to throw some wind out there. Saw some large hail reports down around Hayes Center. We were talking about that earlier. That looked like baseball-sized hail that I was seeing pictures of coming from down to the southwest from Hayes Center. So we'll hope we get through the rest of the evening without having any of that kind of hail come through. But right now, this is the only severe thunderstorm warning for a while. Halsey, Dunning, and Selmo, and Myrna, you need to be taking shelter away from those windows. These strong wind gusts and hail that they are calling for with this storm always have the possibility of doing some damage. That being said, we'll take a quick break. Listen to a little bit of Lenny Kravitz. As always, I'll search for more information. Although the last couple of times we haven't seen any new information, we'll see if we stay steady with this or if this storm stays severe enough to continue to warrant a severe thunderstorm warning. We'll be right back. hit the road at any time to help you out of a jam. Based in Berwyn, serving Custer County and beyond. Hunter's Towing at 870-1983.
Storms. They're nasty, mean, and the last thing they have in mind is watching out for your vehicle. When storms scratch or dent your ride, bring it to Fixed Right Auto Body in Broken Bow. Todd and the crew want to put their experience to work for you. They're happy to give you a free estimate. Deer are on the move no matter the season. If you have a close encounter that results in damage, bring it to Fixed Right. They'll work with your insurance agency to make everything even smoother. Just north of the railroad tracks on 10th Avenue in Broken Bow. Fixed Right Auto Body.
As a Daikin dealer, I have the solutions you need for total home comfort. So if you want the chill of the Rocky Mountain air in your bedroom for summer, you can. Or if you prefer the warmth of the California sun this winter, that's no problem either. And if you simply desire that just right feeling of the New England coast, well, it's home comfort you decide. Daikin Air Intelligence.
Contact Taylor Heating and Cooling in Broken Bow, 872-6196.
On air, online, and on the app. Severe weather coverage is on Central Nebraska's news source. Here's Jeremy Scheib.
Again, thanks for tuning in with us here at Central Nebraska's news source and trusting us to keep you informed on all of the severe weather that has been happening throughout the evening. This is our second broadcast of the night as severe thunderstorms have worked their way into our listening area again. We still have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect for northwestern Custer County as well as southern Blaine County, affecting the communities of Dunning, Anselmo, and Myrna. They're calling for hail just over the size of quarters and 60-mile-an-hour winds. We have not seen anything other than radar indication of those threats. Let me check one more time to make sure we don't have anything other. No, it's been pretty quiet since about 10:35. That was the last report that we got, and that was when they issued this severe thunderstorm warning until 11:15. So we've got about 15 minutes left if this severe thunderstorm warning is able to live out its entire life. Now, here in Broken Bow, I can't say we hit 11 o'clock right on the dot as far as when we started receiving rain. I didn't even have to go out and look out the window to see that we were receiving rain. I can hear it on the wall behind me. Plenty of lightning and thunder along with this, some pretty heavy rain. Haven't heard or seen any hail here at our KCNI KBBN studios in Broken Bow, but I would imagine that most of Highway 2, it's kind of weird, this storm is curving almost exactly with the stretch of Highway 2 from Thedford to Broken Bow. So all of Highway 2 pretty much being affected at the same time right now, and the storm is kind of widened out and stretches back to the Stapleton area and more than 3/4 of the way to North Platte. So the rain has started where you're at along that stretch of Highway 2. You're likely going to be experiencing some rain for quite a while now. Behind that stretch of storms, not seeing anything on the radar right now. Just seeing this massive system that stretches from clear up to Canada all the way down to Memphis, Tennessee still. Lots of rain. Almost the entirety of Nebraska is covered in storms right now. I should say central Nebraska to eastern Nebraska. The Panhandle is about the only part of Nebraska that is not experiencing some storms right now. So we're getting some much needed rain. Certainly with those burn bans that were in effect, this will certainly help those out and certainly help out our first responders that have to go and tend to those fires when those happen. A good soaking of the ground is what we are receiving. And for the most part, besides the storms that dropped some pretty big hailstones down around Hayes Center, I haven't seen any reports of hail around the area, and haven't seen anybody drop any reports of hail in our chat box on the YouTube or Facebook pages here this evening as well. So when the chat is quiet, when I'm streaming, when we've got severe thunderstorms coming through the area, that makes me happy because it means that nobody's really experiencing anything where they see they need to pass word along. So some pretty severe thunderstorms coming through, some pretty strong winds, and some pretty strong rain right now. Now, the radar is indicating that we could see up to quarter-size hail with this storm, but as of right now have not heard any reports other than radar indications at this point. Again, the main concern right now is a stretch of highway basically from Thedford to Broken Bow, and that's where that severe thunderstorm warning sits. It is set to expire at 11:15. We'll see if it makes it that far. Right now, we'll break for news. I'll gather more information, and we'll talk on the other side of the news break. Remember, a tornado watch is still in effect until 1 a.m. as well. Certainly don't want to forget about a tornado watch. We'll certainly keep an eye on that and see if that lasts until 1 o'clock as well. When a tornado watch is present, you can have a storm spring up and drop a tornado at any given moment. So they added Custer County to that in the late 9 o'clock hour, I believe it was. All my hours are kind of running together here, but that was in the 9 o'clock hour, I believe. They added Custer County to that tornado watch, which to that point had only been to the south and west of us. Okay, that news break I promised, and then we'll gather more information and talk to you soon.
Phone, computer, smart speaker. We're on all of them.
Your wish is my command.
Listen as much as you want. No charge. The Real Rock Station. 95.3 KBBN Broken Bow.
CBS News Brief. Doctors have diagnosed former President Biden with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. Here's CBS's Willie James Inman.
His office indicated that the former president and his family are reviewing treatment options with his physicians, and that while his form of cancer is aggressive, it appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for effective management.
The New Jersey transit system has reached a tentative agreement with its striking engineers. Governor Phil Murphy.
This is a very good day for New Jersey. And the sound that you probably hear is the sound of our state's commuters breathing a collective sigh of relief.
Trains roll on Tuesday. Severe storms Friday pummeled Laurel County, Kentucky, killing at least 17 people. Residents spent the weekend assessing the damage. CBS's Nicole Valdez is in the city of London.
Laurel County officials say they expect FEMA here in London Monday, and the governor of Kentucky has promised the state will pay for the funerals of every victim.
CBS News Brief. I'm Christopher Cruz.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
There was an NHL playoff Game 7 at Toronto tonight, and Florida whipped the Maple Leafs 6-1 to end the second-round series. Florida goes to the East Final against Carolina starting Tuesday in Raleigh. Dallas will host Edmonton in the opener of the West Final on Wednesday. The Maple Leaf season is over. The Leafs have lost now 7 straight Game 7s since 2004. Scotty Scheffler won the PGA Championship by 5 strokes. NASCAR's All-Star race tonight went to Christopher Bell. He takes the $1 million first prize. And in a Game 7 in the NBA playoffs today to end the second round at Oklahoma City, the Thunder destroyed Denver 125-93. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 35 points. An upset in college softball tonight. Liberty eliminated number 1 Texas A&M in a regional. At Yankee Stadium, New York Yanks over the New York Mets 8-2 with 6 runs bottom of the 8th. Wins for the Mariners and the Angels.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Laura Lockwood. A tornado watch continues until 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. Severe thunderstorms likely tonight, otherwise cloudy skies expected. Lows level off around 51, winds out of the east 15 to 20 miles per hour. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times tomorrow. Chance of thunderstorms, daytime highs approaching 73. Chance of thunderstorms tomorrow night, lows level off around 40, partly cloudy skies. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Laura Lockwood.
A tornado watch means that you need to be prepared. Tornadoes are possible in and near the watch area described. Now is the time to review and discuss your emergency plans and to check both supplies and your safe room. Be ready to act quickly if a warning is issued or if you suspect a tornado is approaching. Acting early helps save lives. Weather conditions during a tornado watch favor thunderstorms capable of producing tornadoes within the watch area. You're listening to severe weather coverage on Central Nebraska's news source. Here's Jeremy Scheib.
Good evening again, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to KBBN Radio and watching the Sandhills Express YouTube and Facebook pages. The severe thunderstorm warning, which was active for northwestern Custer County, is still active, but they've kind of chopped the back half of that warning off. It just basically follows Highway 2 from about Dunning all the way down to Myrna at this time, and then pops up into Blaine County just short of Brewster. So that's what we're looking at as far as warnings at this time. Again, let me just confirm. I don't want to assume. Yeah, it is still in effect until 11:15 this evening. Now, this storm is moving 45 miles an hour. They're saying now penny-size hail to go with 60-mile-an-hour winds. That is all radar indicated at this time. So, again, that estimation on hail from the radar continues to shrink. The biggest that we saw was $half size. That was with the storm earlier on this evening. And then with these storms, we've mostly seen quarter-size hail and somewhere around 60-mile-an-hour winds or so. A tornado watch does remain in effect until 1 a.m. for central Nebraska. And, of course, when you're in a tornado watch, that means that the conditions are favorable for fast development of tornadoes. So certainly something we'll continue to keep an eye on throughout the night. Right now, if you are in the area of those storms stretching from between Halsey and Dunning all the way down to Myrna, you need to be away from windows at the most interior room on the lowest level of the building that you are in, just to be safe when these storms come through the area. A special weather statement has been issued for a good chunk of the eastern half of Custer County. Now, a special weather statement is just something that comes out that gives a little bit of an indication as far as the threats that are present with a storm that's pretty strong, but not strong enough to garner a severe thunderstorm warning. It's kind of like a heads up, for lack of a better term. This is because of Doppler radar tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from 6 miles north of Broken Bow to near Oconto. Movement was to the east at 30 miles an hour, which is interesting because the storm has been moving straight north basically all evening long. This is radar-indicated pea-size hail and 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Generally, you've got to see 55 miles an hour or greater for a severe thunderstorm warning. Now, locations that are expected to be impacted include Broken Bow, Sargent, Ansley, Mason City, Oconto, Berwyn, Wysert, Westerville, Lillian, Round Valley, Burr Oak, as well as the areas in between those locations. If you're outdoors, consider seeking shelter inside a building and certainly get away from any windows that you can. But we're kind of seeing this storm as you watch the radar loop if you're tuning in on the Sandhills Express YouTube and Facebook pages. When we're watching this loop, this storm, the southern part of it near I-80 in Gothenburg and Kozad didn't have a crazy amount of intensity to it. But now as we approached the 11 o'clock hour and now head toward 11:15, it has brought about this special weather statement as it has kind of picked up severity. And it follows Highway 2 from Thedford down to Broken Bow and then drops straight south towards Lexington. It's a pretty severe storm at this point and has garnered those severe thunderstorm warnings for the eastern half of Custer County and then on down into the south, including the areas of Eddyville, Sumner, Amherst, Elm Creek, and Lexington. So if you are in those areas, you're not in a severe thunderstorm warning, but a special weather statement has been issued by the National Weather Service, kind of giving you a heads up as to the severity of the storms along that line. So that's what we're looking at right now. We're just a couple of minutes away from that 11:15 severe thunderstorm warning in northwestern Custer County to be allowed to expire, or they may extend that as well. So we're kind of getting to crunch time to see what they're going to do with that storm and to see if we see another severe thunderstorm warning come out of this storm that now is gathering severity from Anselmo, hooking down around Lexington. And as we kind of see this radar loop forward just north of Broken Bow, we're seeing some pink up here on the radar, which indicates some pretty severe storms as this portion of the storm moves towards the communities of Sargent and Comstock. So we're kind of at a crunch time here. I'm going to take a quick break so we can hear from some of our severe weather sponsors. Something is going to happen here in the next couple of minutes as far as this severe thunderstorm warning and possibly the addition of another as this storm continues to pick up severity as it moves its way across Custer County. We'll be right back.
Building something big or just tackling a do-it-yourself project, whatever your vision, they've got the supplies you need to make it happen at Ansley Lumber and Supply. From lumber to paint, tools to hardware, Ansley Lumber and Supply has it all, with top-quality products at unbeatable prices. And with their friendly expert staff, you'll get the advice you need to get your job done right. Visit them today in downtown Ansley at Ansley Lumber and Supply. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30. Open Saturday, 8 until noon.
As you get ready to work outdoors this spring, take time to make safety your first priority. May is Electrical Safety Month. Custer Public Power wants to remind you to be aware of overhead power lines. Never get yourself, tools, or materials closer than 10 feet from any power line. Before starting any digging projects, call 811 to have utility services located. Make electrical safety your first priority when working outdoors. Stop, think, safety first. This message from Custer Public Power District in partnership with Nebraska Public Power District, our energy supplier.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situations change? Hi, I'm Janet Lawhorn.
And I'm Tim McCaslin.
Your local Edward Jones financial advisors. When we work together, we'll focus on what's important to you.
We'll create a personalized financial strategy backed by our advice, tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we'll partner to help your strategy stay on track, no matter what happens. Contact us today at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Live from the KCNI, KBBN, and SandhillsExpress.com studios with severe weather coverage. Here's Jeremy Scheib.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, that crunch time that was coming up at 11:15, it has arrived, and it has allowed that severe thunderstorm warning in northwestern Custer County to expire right on time, maybe even, if we're being picky, a few seconds late. But there's always a little bit of delay there for all of the models to update. So don't quote me on that one. But that special weather statement is still active. It stretches from Sargent all the way down to the eastern part of Custer County, past Comstock, just to the west of Arcadia, and then basically covers all of south central Custer County along a line stretching down to Oconto. So that special weather statement was calling for 50-mile-an-hour winds and pea-sized hail. But as I mentioned going into that last break, it looks like this storm has kind of picked up a little bit of intensity as we're seeing a lot more red and even some purple and pink inside of that storm as well as it works its way across Custer County. So I'm not convinced that we're out of the way of severe thunderstorm warnings yet. So I'm just going to hang around here in the studio. We're going to listen to a little bit of music, keep an eye on this storm, and we'll keep that loop going for those of you that are watching on the Sandhills Express YouTube and Facebook pages as well. But right now, just special weather statements, 50-mile-an-hour winds and pea-size hail at this time. And, of course, a good amount of rain going to be falling for most of us in Custer County, all of us, in fact, over the next half hour to an hour or so. Really two good spurts of rain as a part of these two systems that have passed along. As you see it there on the radar, if you're watching the video stream, had that first system come through in the 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock hour, had a break, And now we've got this second system which is coming through, trying to gain a little bit of momentum as we work here into the 11 o'clock hour on toward midnight. So we'll hang out here in the studio. We'll see if many other updates come from the National Weather Service in North Platte. In the meantime, as I promised, a little bit of music from Charlie Crockett.
Live with continuing severe weather coverage from the KCNI KBBN studios. Here's Jeremy Scheib.
Good evening again, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to KBBN Radio and the Sandhills Express YouTube and Facebook pages. Just typed a message into the chat wondering if any of you out there are receiving hail with these systems that are coming through. Here in Custer County, we're still only seeing a special weather statement for the eastern part of the county, basically north to south, with Broken Bow kind of being that split point of that. Special weather statement calling for 50-mile-an-hour winds and pea-size hail. I'm just wondering if that radar indicated pea-size hail is, in fact, falling in some locations in Custer County or not, just kind of trying to get a gauge on that. We talked about this stretch of storms from Halsey basically down to Lexington in kind of a bow shape coming through Custer County. picking up severity as it moved its way from North Platte and on to the east. And it's picked up enough severity in the Lexington area that they have actually issued a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Buffalo and Dawson County until 11:45 this evening. This was due to a line of storms extending from near Eddyville to Lexington, moving to the east at just 35 miles an hour. This is calling for radar-indicated penny-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. We can expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees with this storm. Severe thunderstorms will be near Sumner at around 11:25. So if you are one of our listeners from the Sumner area, this storm will be impacting you very, very soon, if not already. Also, it's worth remembering for our entire listening area, we still have that tornado watch, which remains in effect until 1 a.m. for most of the area. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building if you are in the area of this severe thunderstorm warning, which is in the Buffalo County as well as Dawson County areas, just to the southeastern part of Custer County. If you're one of our Sumner or Eddyville listeners, the Miller community, Amherst, Elm Creek, Overton, and the eastern part of Lexington are all being impacted by this severe weather that has garnered a severe thunderstorm warning. As far as us here in Custer County, still have that severe weather, or that special weather statement. There is another special weather statement that is stacked on top of it up toward the Burwell area and even further to the north. It's kind of a funny looking polygon that they've got here. It extends further into the north, includes Taylor and Brewster, and starts poking its way up towards even the Long Pine and Atkinson area. This special weather statement is indicating 50 to 55 mile an hour hazardous wind gusts and half-inch hail. Again, still radar indicated at this point. Basically, these special weather statements say that we don't have winds that are strong enough to be a severe thunderstorm warning, but there's still strong wind gusts that can do some serious damage. So that's kind of the situation for a good portion of the eastern part of our listening area at this time. So we'll continue to keep an eye on those severe thunderstorms that are moving through the area. Big thing right now is that we're looking at these special weather statements and just kind of keeping an eye on those, making sure these storms are going to be on the less severe side and not garner a severe thunderstorm warning. Because I know as soon as I walk out of the studio, there's always the possibility that things turn severe again. Now, before, I had about an hour and 15 minutes or so, it felt like anyway, to run home, get a little bit more food in me, even just got my feet up on the couch and then came back out here for this second wave of storms. So got a message from a listener who says halfway between Arnold and Myrna, there's pea-sized hail. So, yeah, thank you for passing that along to us through the message. And that's one of the only reports of hail that I've heard. Doesn't mean that it hasn't happened elsewhere, but hey, we will take pea-sized, right? Little pea falling from the sky wouldn't hurt nearly as much as some of those baseball to softball size that we saw down with our friends in southwest Nebraska. They've got some pretty significant damage down there around the Hayes Center area. They had a tornado warning in that area for a very long time earlier on this evening. So what do you say we listen to a little bit more music? We'll give it about another length of a song to kind of see what these storms are going to do. Now, this radar loop that we're looking at goes up to 11:15, and with this storm and the speed that it's moving at less than 40 miles an hour, this storm is pretty much out of Custer County at this point and moving on off to the east. So I think we have pretty much escaped from having another severe thunderstorm warning here in Custer County. But just to be safe, we're going to give it another opportunity with a song, and then we'll come out and close out our broadcast when we wrap up that song. So what we're going to do is let's pull in some Sammy Hagar. This feels like a good one because the storm has pretty much been going 55 miles an hour or so throughout the evening, so it just feels fitting. Here's Sammy Hagar. When we come back, we'll give one final wrap-up on our coverage of severe weather for the evening. Brought to you by Custer Public Power District, Hunter's Towing, Taylor Heating and Cooling, Fixed Right Auto Body, Ansley Lumber and Supply, and Edward Jones on the Square in Broken Bow.
Here's Jeremy Scheib.
Back with you, what I believe is the last time, for now at least, here in the KBBN studios. I'm Jeremy Scheib. Severe thunderstorms moving across the area. We still have those special weather statements for the eastern portion of Custer County and on into Blaine County to our north. We do still have Eddyville, Sumner, Miller, Amherst, Elm Creek, Overton, and portions of Lexington in a severe thunderstorm warning to our south as well. Mayor Lee did drop a comment in the comment section letting us know that she received lots of small hail and over an inch of rain 3 miles north of Broken Bow on Airport Road. Thank you for that report, Mayor Lee. And I would venture to guess we're going to have a lot of discussion as far as rainfall totals in the next 24 hours. It's exciting. We haven't been able to have that kind of conversation for a very, very long time. So you know what? We're just going to enjoy it. So sleep safe, everybody, and continue to keep it tuned right here to KBBN in the event of more severe weather should it come into the area. But right now, seeing as we have no warnings in our listening area, our immediate listening area, we're going to return you to regular programming. Let weatherology take over on the reports for now. If we do have anything pop up throughout the rest of the evening, I'll be back out here to keep you informed and let you know what's going on. All right, have a great rest of your night. We'll return to regular programming, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. 2 to 7 is my gig right here on KBBN. Looking forward to playing some great music for you, and I'm sure we're going to talk a lot about that rainfall total that everyone will be chatting about.
KBBN Radio, locally owned, locally focused.